Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG, located on the south spawn, or east spawn you might say, of Malinovka Encounter. This one is under the command of Red Dog Alpha 1. And it's a 2 replay video. Well, several of you seem to like the GW Panther, the GW Panther, the Arty that was never built but was proposed, and they did make models of it, thinking they were going to go ahead with it. But then I'm afraid that they had other uses for the tanks. Okay, well, we're looking for a target. We found one. Child Future 4, rounds out. Well, he changed course just at the last moment. Good job for him that he did, because otherwise he might have had a round right up his rear. It's a tier 9 game with tier 7 tanks in it, so he's bottom tier. But Red Dog Alpha 1 is likely to have a lot of fun. Now, this is the Arty. It does have quite a wide arc. 52 degrees, 26 degrees either side of the center line, which means that it can turn and face enemies without actually having to reposition itself and look in a different arc. That's a 15 centimeter howitzer. It's capable of 600 alpha. It'll penetrate through 39 millimeters of armor, and it's got a 7.2 meters burst radius with between 10 to 18 seconds of stun. A lot of action going on right at the top of the hill next to the windmill. Rounds out. That's just short of the T-54E1, but it did stun him, and he's taking damage. So already picking up loads of stun assist. Just over 1,000 now, 1,200. Now the good news is there's 2 Arty on either team, and our team actually has a GW Panther and an SU-14-1, and he's got his first kill. The T-54E1 bit the dust with that last shot. 155 hit points, but it was a kill shot. Okay, that AT-15 is going to go down if he's not careful. Could go out with the next shot, but, well, it wasn't us that got the kill. Instead, it was the Wizzy 114 that got the kill instead. Okay, 45 TP, but no, he's going to miss that one. Guy pulled forward just at the right moment to avoid the shot. But our Kari's going in behind, and the 45 TP does not last long. Enemy Arty's just been spotted. A Crusader SP is pulling back into the woods as fast as he dare. Yeah, he's changing course as well to avoid any blind shots. No joy off that one. Right, that Stuart Mills left himself out too long, and now, although he's sitting behind the church, there's a fairly good chance that he will get spotted when he's retreating, because they are fairly slow, this Stuart Mill. Meanwhile, over on this side of the map, we've got a Cobra. Now, this could be fun. Tier 9. Now, work out where he's going. That's it. Rounds out. Looks good. Direct hit! Oh, that one hit the mark. We've got a Batchat 25T AP over there. Tier 9 French light tank. Well, medium tank, actually, but didn't let that fool you. Okay, there's the Stuart Mill. He did pull back without getting hit at all. Rounds out. That might change now. Yep, 117 hit points. He's racking up the damage. He's certainly doing a lot. Getting a huge amount of stun assist. 2.5k already. I venture to say that if he does a little bit more actual damage, he might actually end up with an ace tanker. And there's 2 Stuart Mills. I missed that. There are 2. There's one on either side of that path. So it looks like the one on the near side might survive. The one that's behind the church, more likely it's going to get destroyed. Rounds out in the Barask. Well, he stuns it, but he doesn't get the kill. This is the one that I thought might survive, but then you think about it, he's out in the open, whereas the other one is using the church for cover. And in fact, actually, I now think this guy is going to go down. In fact, very soon, because he's constantly going backwards and forwards. Rounds out. That was just behind him. The enemy's definitely suffering here. Can we get a shot? Stuart Mills definitely got the 128mm, I think. And now he's out the game. Looked like the 128. It's the long, thin barrel rather than the short, fat 105. Well, not so good for the enemy. Now there's only 4 of them left. They've been virtually wiped out. And we've got 2 in the cap at the moment. So they have to go to the cap and try and defend it. I think the Cobra would be the one that you need to be worried about. Although the Borsig does have good firepower and the ability to shoot long range, I think it's going to be the Cobra with his auto cannon that is going to do most of the damage. And yes, he is moving up towards the guys in the cap. Here he comes. Rounds out. Well, it stunned him. It may have tracked him, actually. And he's taking damage, so we are picking up damage assist. Or stun assist. Now, he's trying to get close to the cap to get a reset. And he doesn't last very long. There's only 1 enemy remaining. It's the Borsig. And if he shows himself, it'll be over just like that. We really don't need to cap, but we do need to draw this Borsig out so we can get shots at him. And he just got a kill on one of our guys. We lost our charioteer. It looks like he's in the woods at B1 or C1. Oh, he's a lot closer. He was actually hiding behind the rock. Okay, one last chance to earn some hit points. Rounds out. And it's a hit for 281. We're almost capped out. We really don't need it. And he's about to go. We're picking up the damage assist. And that's it. The game's over. Well, that was a relatively fast game there for Red Dog Alpha 1 and the GW Panther. He got an ace tanker out of it. Yeah, I thought so. He did enough stun assist to make the ace happen. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. And he managed to get 7. But he didn't do a huge amount of damage. You can see here the win rate's quite low. 996. So it's on the low side. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see he didn't get a high damage after all. The highest damage turned out to be the Arty, who actually picked up a high caliber and 4,109 hit points of damage. Second highest turned out to be the Object 430 with 2,673. And the third highest damage turned out to be the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV on the enemy team with 2,669 hit points of damage. We can see Red Dog Alpha 1 only got 799 out of it, so not a great score there, but mid-table. When it came to kills, he only got the 1 kill, but the top scorer was the Arty again with 4 kills. 2 kills went to the Object 430 and the Wizzy 114, as well as the Borsig on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he's right at the top of the table. I said that because of all the stun assist that he was getting. It was huge. He got 1,208 base experience points out of the game. Not a lot of damage, loads of stun. 1,021 base for the Arty and 947 to the Object 430. So even though the Arty did loads more actual damage to the enemy, he actually picked up less base XP than Red Dog Alpha 1 with his Arty scoring the stun assist. So just goes to prove how important stun assist actually is in these games. He fired 12 rounds, got 3 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations at all, but he got 11 splash. Damage of 799 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage for the enemy, killed 1, and he got 4,300 hit points of stun assist of 10 stuns. Yes, those 10 stuns gave him an ace tanker, and he earned 48,836 credits from that game, as well as 7,248 experience points as well. So for just 7 minutes work, he got nearly 50,000 credits, which is not bad, but he did have to pump out those shells at the right tanks at the right time, but it did have the right effect. So a very good game to start off with. Let's have a look at the second replay and see how Red Dog Alpha 1 gets on in that one. 15cm howitzer, capable of doing 600 alpha and penetrating 39mm of armor with a 25.89 second reload. And we can see straight away that Red Dog Alpha 1's got 22.4 seconds per shot. This is actually quite a good little Arty. It's not slow either, 46 kilometers now, not quite as fast as that M44, but it's still a good Arty. Okay, we're on Province, southwest corner, and he's right up against the edge of the map. Ready to go. And the first enemy comes into sight. Ooh, three of them come in almost simultaneously, and he's dialing in on their position. Hasn't really got a solution for those at the moment. In fact, he sees an enemy VK601H trying to make his way across the back, but he got stopped up by that rock. I think he got spotted there. And, oh, he's found one there straight away that he thought he wanted to shoot at. And now he's found a Shure mill. Dialing in. Okay, rounds out. Looks good. Direct hit! Right on the money. 227 hit points. So he's immediately damaged that Shure mill. Who's next? Well, we can see a VK2801-105. And our E25 is definitely giving him a bit of trouble. Rounds out. Well, our shell actually exploded behind our teammate there. So it didn't exactly help us, but it didn't hinder us, thanks to the no damage rule. And the enemy 105 actually died. Okay, up this end of the map, there are a number of enemy tanks. He's actually dialing in on this corner. It's probably a good idea because it's very likely that one of the enemy tanks is still up there. Meanwhile, the enemy seems to be making his way over, and from this position, we have no shots on the enemy, so he needs to move a bit further over. If he goes a bit further over to the east, he might be able to get shots in that area. He can use that rock for cover. Okay, he's ready to go. Let's see what he can do from here. Well, he now can see a T28 HTC, the concept. He fires one in. I think it was a bit shallow and it did hit the building rather than go into the target. He wasn't fully dialed in when he shot. Okay, we've got a VK28, oh, it's the 3002D, the Daimler version, the second version. That's got the 88mm gun. Now he's ready to shoot on that spot, but he might want to check from above just to see if it's lined up. All the others have gone to ground temporarily. They don't want to get shot at. Ah, now the Skoda's getting close. Can't shoot at the guy down below. I might be able to shoot at the Skoda now. Rounds out. And he killed him! He's got his first kill of the game. The Skoda went down. Probably a penetrating shot, actually. But the T28 HTC's now turned up. So it looks like the last shell actually went right over the top of the T28 and hit the Skoda that was behind him. So the enemy is now being quiet for a short while. Our guys across the valley are shooting across the valley at them. I think they can see them. And there's the wreck of that Shure mill we fired at earlier in the game. In fact, it's that's an enemy tank behind it. The Panzer IV Schmalten is using the wreck for cover. Okay, the T28 again. See what he can do. No, the guy pulls back. He knows he's in danger. Comes to that corner, but this guy does not know it, and I think he's about to find out. He's fully dialed in, rounds out, direct hit, 202. Yeah, it's landed right on the front upper plate. We can hear the rumble from enemy Arty. I think they know where we are. At least they know they've landed a shell nearby us, very close by. Okay, we'll give it another go. Rounds out. Went long. Yeah, that one just went long. He might want to change position because I think the enemy Arty might want to have a go next time round. And if he's changed position, it'll make it a little more difficult for them to get the hit. Okay, this looks good. Much better. Okay, let's see where he's going to hit. Oh, we've got another target. The VK3601H has turned up now. Now, he fired that a bit snapped, so it wasn't fully dialed in when he was ready, when he fired. He's changing position, but he's going back to the spot he was in before. And I think it's because he wants that VK, the 3002D. There's the T28. Now, let it settle, let it dial in. That's it. Rounds out. Okay, well, unfortunately, it hit the hard armor at the front. It damaged the track, but he fixed the track straight away. Now we can see that VK3601H. He is coming this direction. So let's see if he can get a hit on that guy. Okay, it might be a guess if he's still there. Here he is. Okay, go for it. Rounds out. Direct hit, 216. It's made him want to get behind that building quick. Because if he doesn't get behind the building, he's more likely going to get wiped out. There's the T28. You can see he's shooting across the valley at our teammates. We've got no shot on the VK. The T28's still behind that building or whatever it's well, it's kind of house, isn't it? We can hear movement, but we can't see it at the moment. Our teammates aren't looking. The IS-2 shielded has moved up. Luckily, we've still got a Hellcat near the M44. I don't think he's AFK, but this VK, well, he died very, very quickly, and the other VKs popped out to have a look. Apparently, we did stun the T28, which was sitting behind the VK when he got killed. So that's why we got some stun assist. IS-2 shielded, keeping these guys at bay. Here comes the VK again, rounds out. Well, we didn't get the kill, the IS-2 shielded did. There's still 6 enemy tanks out there, including 2 Arty. But whilst we're over this side, it's a little more difficult to actually get shots. I'm a bit concerned about that Hellcat as well. He seems to have pushed himself up against the rock. I think he's not bothering to take part in the battle at all. He's just taking it easy. But from this angle, we do have a shot at this T28. So we can loop the shell over the wreck. Oh, right in the face. Look at that. 277. It was a really good shot. And we got the stun assist when he got wiped out. So it's turning out to be a good game because we've already got to 1,100 hit points of damage. Nearly 600 of stun assist. There's still 5 enemies out there. But they are kind of cornered now. That SU-100 is going to go down very shortly because he's got tanks behind him and he doesn't really seem to be responding to them. We've got no tanks on this side of the map, so we can move up if we want to and start laying shells down on the enemy. Yes, use your W key, get closer to the enemy, get more accurate shots and wipe them out. There's one of the enemy Arty. Okay, he's gone. That was the GW Panther on the enemy team. Okay, we've got the SU-100. E-25's not being helpful. Okay, we've got a T-29. Now, buildings are getting in the way. But again, that's one of the reasons why it actually helps to go forward. And that shell hit the building. Okay, we've got one more Arty on the enemy team. And he didn't last very long either. The M44 went down, so it's a matter now of priority of taking out the T29, the E25, and the SU-100. The last three enemy. Well, he fired blind, and he's just killed the SU-100. And that means now there's only two left on the enemy team. But we did lose the Leo to the E25. Now, our guys are starting to move. Now, if he was to move up here, get closer, he might be able to get shots on that E25 and the T29. It's all about getting the angle right so you can shoot at the enemy. One of them's in sight now, so the E25... he's coming to the corner. He's sitting behind that building. We can thread the shell through the gap. He's decided not to shoot. It might very well be that E25 is just hiding behind that building on that corner, waiting for our guys to come up the hill. And if he is, then he might be able to get a shell down on that spot when the enemy gets spotted. Our SU-152 is not going to last one hit from the enemy. Again, we need to get closer. E25 not in sight, neither is the T29 for that matter. I have this horrible feeling that the enemy might have decided to go down the far end and get to our cap first. Okay, see what he can do from here. It's not a great angle. The IS-2 shielded seems to be reluctant to go into the gap area. SU-152 doesn't want to go up high. I think he's moved away from there now. And there's the E25, and he does turn up, but he doesn't last very long because he gets wiped out by the SU-152, which means now there's only the T29 left. So if we move ourselves just a little further up, there he is, he's coming to sight, the T29, but he's not looking. That's it, rounds out. Well, he hits him, but he didn't penetrate the screen. And the SU-152 took a hit without reload. And now we really do need that Hellcat to come back into action. The T29 just got an absolutely massive hit on that, or the IS-2 shielded got a hit on the T29. Rounds out. Oh, that's the kill shot that wins the game. He hit the engine deck and blew him apart. Well, I think there were some very grateful members of our team that were really thankful that Red Dog Alpha 1 got the shot in that killed the last enemy, because I'm afraid our IS-2 shielded shot his last load and it wasn't enough to kill the T29. I had terrible thoughts that that T29 was going to wipe out the IS-2 shielded, and then it was going to be a matter of do what you can to stop the enemy getting to the cap area. In fact, Red Dog Alpha 1 managed to land the shell right on the engine deck of that T29 and saved the day and gave us the kill. And woe betide that Hellcat driver if it turned out that he did nothing all game, absolutely nothing. He just sat behind that rock, no damage, no kills, 247 just for turning up. Absolutely dreadful. And if we'd lost because of that guy, then I think a lot of players would have banned that guy. Because you don't want to platoon with somebody who makes you carry all the load. Well, Red Dog Alpha 1 managed to get a second-class tanker out of that game. He also got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, it shows here he only got 3, but I'm pretty sure he would have got the 5. His win rate was 2,127, which is very good. And if we look at the team score, we can see when it came to damage, he was actually third on his team, but he was not third overall. In fact, he was 4th overall on damage, because the high score was the IS-2 shielded, got the high caliber, 3,034 hit points, still alive at the end, but very badly damaged. Second highest damage in the game turned out to be the Leo with 2,134 hit points, And in third place was the GW Panther on the enemy team. It was also a very good shot. 1,616 hit points of damage, leaving Red Dog Alpha 1 in fourth place with 1,477 hit points. When it came to kills, it was the IS-2 shielded, got 4 kills in that one. 3 kills went to Red Dog Alpha 1 in second place, and also to the T29 on the enemy team. 2 kills went to the Leo, the SU-152, and on the enemy team, their E25 and their Skoda T40. And when it came to base XP, it's the IS-2 shielded comes out on top with 1,135. 883 went to the Leo, and 851 went to Red Dog Alpha 1. He fired 19 rounds in the game, so a huge amount of ammunition expended, kept moving around to get the best angle he could. He could have got closer, I think, towards the end of the game, would have given him better angle, I think, on the enemy, but it might have actually exposed him to danger. But he did get 8 direct hits on 1 penetrating shot, and that penetrating shot might have been the crucial one that actually gave him the win. Now, was it the T29? No, it wasn't. Funnily enough, that wasn't the one that killed the target. So looking at that list, was it the Skoda? Yes, it was the Skoda. Poked his nose out and got 299 hit points from a penetrating shot that went through the front of the vehicle. Yes, even though it's actually got an 88mm gun and it's a premium tank, it's still fairly thin on armor. So he also got 13 splashes, damage of 1,477, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 1,393 hit points of stun assist of 10 stun. So a decent amount of stun and a decent amount of actual damage as well. But it's a pity that it's only a second-class tanker, because I think he should have got a little bit more than that. Maybe a first class or an ace. Well, not quite an ace, but close to a first class. On a premium count, he actually got 16,882 credits, and he also got 1,276 experience points, and he got a bonus 2,000 free XP from that one for completing a mission. So 2 different games there from Red Dog Alpha 1, where you've got the first one where he's actually getting an ace tanker out of it for doing so much stun assist. Well, unbelievable amount of stun assist in this game. And then the second game where he does a bit of each, really, but only comes out with a second. But of course, he does get the crucial shot that wins the game for his team. I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.